breath. And one more time. Big, deep breath. And arms by your side. We're just going to take the right arm up and the left one back behind us. And then switch sides. Sean, is everybody muted? Can you check that, please? Just keep going, alternating side to side. Okay, take them to the side and just give me a little up and down movement, right at the height of the shoulder with your wrists. Now let's turn that into a little circle forward. Let the arms come out in front and keep circling. And then let's take them back. Hey, Sue. And bring them forward. Now we're going to change the direction of the circle. So now you're circling clockwise and slowly move the arms out to the side. Nice. Hold them out on the side. And now just go back to up and down. Small movement. Just trying to get the shoulders nice and warm before we start weight bearing into them. Okay, arms by your side and right back up. Little pulse. Bring them forward as you move them up and down slowly. When they're forward, make sure you're maintaining the shoulders back. Back out to the side. And bring them back forward again. And by your side. Sweep them up towards the sky. And back to neutral alignment. Hi, Val. Big, deep breath. Sean, I'm not sure if Val is muted. Big, deep breath. And exhale. Okay, arms by your side. You're going to fold forward, get your torso parallel to the floor. And now sweep the arms all the way back up to the ceiling as you stand nice and tall. I think she might have just muted. Let's repeat. And sweep the arms back up. And again. So let's just hang out here. Your torso is parallel to the floor. Just keep little bends in your knees. And let's move the arms out to the side so your wrists and shoulders line up together. You're going to bring the hands together down by your feet and then sweep them back up again. So let's lower and lift. Be mindful to pull in the belly button towards the spine when you're inverted like this. It helps to stabilize your lower back. Sweep up and hold. Now give me a little pulse up. Not a big movement. Try to get the hands up at the same height as the shoulders. Okay, now hold them out there. Really try to separate the fingers and reach your arms as long as you can. So all the muscles in the arm are active. And meet me back in a standing position. Nice job. Big deep breath. And this time we're going to swan dive all the way down nice and slowly. Feeling a nice stretch in the back of the legs. Just relax your head. So if your hands are not on the floor, that's okay. You can hold them up against your shins for a little bit more support or take them down to the floor. Just kind of warming up. You want to feel good in these poses. They shouldn't feel uncomfortable. Okay, both hands above the knees. You're going to lead with your head first and meet me back in standing. Nice, big deep breath. And we're going to run through that one more time. Slow swan dive down. Hang out here for a few breaths. Maybe you pedal your knees, bending and straightening them. Maybe you just leave them bent. Okay, hands above the knees, head comes up first, all the way back to standing. Nice. Deep breath. Big swan dive down. And you're going to inhale, look up, flat back. Exhale, release down. Bend your knees and let's walk our hands out and meet me in your high plank position. And then you step your feet back. Hold it here and breathe. Just keep little bends in the elbows so you're not locking out. And now we're going to push back to your down dog. Heels drive towards the earth. Pull in the rib cage. You certainly don't want it hanging out. And come back and meet me in your high plank. Great job. Pull through again, down dog. Heels drive down to the mat. And bring it forward. One more time. Push back, down dog. And this time I'm going to ask you to lift your left leg up, keeping your hips even. So it's not going all the way. You just want to engage the back of the leg. And let's switch. Lift the right. And come back to your high plank. We're going to hover low slowly, and then you're going to meet me all the way down on the mat. Come up onto your forearms for a baby cobra. Great job. Nice, easy breathing here, in and out through the nose. Okay, let's pull the hips up and back, and we're going to go to a child's pose. So your feet are nice and flat, just rest the forehead on the floor. Great way to stretch out our lower back. So let's just relax here for maybe 5 big breaths. Nice job. Okay, back up onto all fours. We're going to take our right hand and bring it behind your head with your elbow out to the side. Tuck your toes under because it kind of helps you feel like you're stable in this position. Try not to lock out through the left elbow. And we're just going to lift that right elbow up towards the sky and open your chest to the right side of the room. Now come back down slowly. Let this elbow go all the way over to the left elbow and then repeat it again. Lift it up, opening to the right, and come back down. Right elbow to left elbow. Lift it back up. Maybe now you're rotating a little more. Pull the elbow back down, touch the left elbow with it, and one last time before we start on the other side. Okay, right hand on the floor, left hand goes behind your head. Keep the six-pack muscle group engaged. Open to the left, lifting that left elbow up towards the ceiling. Come back down slowly. Left elbow to right elbow. Let's run through that 2 more times, nice and slow. This is really good for opening, getting some nice flexibility into your spine, your upper spine. Okay, back into your high plank. We're going to do that slow hover again. Come down nice and slowly. And this time you're going to meet me in your up dog. Pull the shoulders back. Fire up your glute muscles. Great work. Tuck your toes under. Bend your knees when you press back to your down dog. Takes a lot of the pressure out of the lower back. Let's lift the left leg. Open your hip this time. Left hip up towards the ceiling. Get your leg as high as you can. Pull in your rib cage. Let's get high on the toes on your right foot. I want you to feel your calf muscle there working. Now let's lower that left foot to the floor and lift it back up where it was, or maybe a bit higher. Let's lower it. Lift it back up. One more time. Lift it up and hold. Now give me a little pulse here. You're pulsing up and down. Small move. but definitely getting into that left butt cheek. Put the left foot down, come back to your high plank, hover low, slow, meet me in your up dog. Nice. Pull the hips up, press them all the way back, and then lift off the knees into your down dog. Right leg up, right hip opens to the ceiling. Lower that right foot to the mat. You're doing it nice and slowly, and lift it back up again. Lower and lift up. Lower. You're going to lift it up and hold, and give me that nice pulse. Take that right foot down, meet me back in your plank. And instead of coming down nice and slow, we're just going to lower onto the forearms. Try to keep your knees off the floor when you make the transition. Hold here and breathe. So your legs are straight, tuck your pelvis under so you feel the six-pack muscle group pull in. Okay, we're going to press back up to our hands and push back to your down dog. Pull your rib cage in and drive your heels to the floor. Let's pedal the feet. So left heel presses down and then switch to the right. Try not to go too quickly. You want to get a good stretch each time. Great job. Couple more here. And then we're going to bring our left foot forward up between both of our hands and sweep your arms up to the ceiling. So left foot forward, arms come all the way up. Whew. Great job. So right now we're getting into this right hip flexor. So let's try to be mindful to keep the hips facing forward and your heel in the back is nice and high. If you can, bend a little more into that front leg. Okay, take both hands down, meet me in your high plank. Hover low slowly and go right to your up dog. Press back, down dog. Remember to soften your knees when you're transitioning into your down dog position. Left leg up, left hip opens. Now you're going to bend the leg. Press up from the knee. Knee goes up towards the ceiling. Just hold it here and breathe. Rib cage pulls in. Now pulse it up. Lifting that knee up and down slightly. And let's do the same thing with the right leg. Lift it up. Of course, you had to lower the left foot. Okay, pulse up. Leg is bent. High on the toes in your left foot. Nice job. Relax that foot back down. Hold your down dog position. Okay, we're going to sweep the right foot up between both hands and your hands go up towards the ceiling. Big opener for that hip flexor now on the left side. So try to make sure your hips are facing forward equally. Great job. Activate the arms strong and straight. Shoulders pull down. Hands to heart. You're going to step your back foot in a little bit and have both heels on the floor. Make sure you have good distance between your front and back foot so you feel like you're not going to fall over. Your hips are even. You're just going to hinge into this pyramid pose. You're going to slide your hands down your right leg, and you're going to go as far as you feel good. Maybe you stop halfway down your shin. Maybe you take your hands all the way down to the floor. Your legs are mostly straight. So try not to let this right knee lock out. Big stretch for the back of the leg. We're going to add a little twist to this after you've taken 3 big breaths. Try to keep your shoulders retracted even though you're inverted. Okay, let's take the left hand either onto your foot or just on the outside of your foot, or maybe it's on the outside of your shin, depending on your flexibility. And we're going to bring our right hand up to our waist, or hold your butt cheek and open your chest to the right side. If you feel a little unstable, you've got to pull your feet a little further apart. Right arm can come up, and you can turn your head and look up at your hand. Okay, let's bring that right hand back down, back to where we started. Both hands out in front. Walk them up your leg and come back to standing. Great job. Now we're just going to switch sides and do the same thing. Step your left foot in. Make sure your feet are pretty distant apart. Take the right foot back. Both feet are flat on the floor, so they're not super far apart. Okay, take our hands, walk it down that left leg. You go as far as you're comfortable and then hang out and breathe. 5 big breaths here. This is absolutely one of my favorite stretches. Val, you should do this every day. It's so great because you do running. Same with you, Charmaine. And of course, adding this little twist in is great for tennis and golf. So let's take this right hand either on your foot or on the floor on the outside, and let's bring our left hand up to our butt cheek. Turn and face the left side of the room. So you're trying to open your chest to the left side. And if you want to add on here, if you feel stable, you can take that left arm, reach it up towards the ceiling, and turn your head and try to look up at your hand. We're not here for long. Okay, slowly let that hand come back down. And then take both hands, walk them up your leg. Nice job. And back to standing. Big deep breath. Now we're going to draw the shoulders down, spread your fingers nice and wide. Take your gaze, look up, and try to really extend the arms nice and long. Your rib cage should be pulling in. Just relax here for a few more breaths. Now holding this, we're going to try to lift up onto our toes. So try to keep the entire pad of the foot equally pressing into the floor, so your ankles don't move out to the side. And back to neutral alignment. Nice job. Turn your gaze to the right so you get a nice stretch through your neck. Try to broaden the shoulders. Come back center, and let's do the same on the other side. Come back center. We're going to take our chin down. You know, a lot of us are killing our necks with these phones and computers. Take your gaze, look up. This is a really good stretch you can do. Pull your chin in and then try to make your neck long. Great stretch to do throughout the day. Come back to neutral alignment with your chin. So some of us let the chin and head protrude out. You want to pull it in and then make it long. So that's a problem occurring thanks to our technology. Okay, exhale, slow swan dive down. Shoulders stay retracted. Inhale, extend, look up, flat back. Exhale, release back down. Soften your knees, bring your hands up to your heart and give me a little squat. Nice. Pull the elbows back and keep your chest open. And if it's more comfortable for you to do that with your hands shoulder width, getting the elbows back and keeping your chest up, you can do that too. Get the elbows behind your body. Now take them out and retract the elbows. Pull them back again. Feeling the upper spine doing all the work here. Bring them forward and take them out. Now, while you're doing this, take a look at your knees and see if your kneecaps are tracking between the middle toes. So we don't want them sticking out and we don't want them pulling in too far. You just want to keep them stacked over the middle two toes. Press back and forward. Press back and forward. Now you're going to connect your elbows, open your palms, and pull back. So your palms face up. Serve it out like you're serving a platter and pull it back in. Bring it out. Ooh, lots of work for the chest. Pull it in. 3 more times. Keep that bend in those legs. You're working your quads. 1 more. We got this. Okay, fold forward, relax. Whew. Okay, let's walk our hands out to your high plank. Hold it here. Hover low and meet me in your up dog. Great job. Please be mindful not to drop your face when you're hovering. You always want to keep that neck long. Lift your hips up, press them back, toes tuck under, down dog. Now we're going to take our left hand, touch the outside of that right ankle, and bring it back. You're staying in your down dog. Right hand to left ankle, and back. Keep alternating. Now I want you to hold at 3 counts. So 3, 2, 1, and switch. If you can't grab your ankle, you can hold on to your shin or your calf and switch. Keep that going. Let's do 3 more. Okay, now meet me in your down dog. And we're going to come back to your high plank. You're going to walk your feet in a little bit so your knees are right under the hips. You're in your bear position. Pull in the 6-pack muscles. Step your left leg out in the back so it's nice and straight, parallel to the floor. Your right knee hovers above the mat. Bring that foot back in. Hold your bear. Try not to lock out the elbows. Make sure your butt is not in the air. Your back should be parallel to the floor and your knees right above the mat. Right leg steps out, get it straight. Hold. Bring it back. Knees down. Whew, come up onto your knees. Shake it out. That was hard. Okay, how'd you do? Good? I don't know about you, but I'm sweating. Whew. Okay, back to your high plank. back to the party. Now your left leg lifts. Same move, but now both legs are straight. Switch right. Switch left. Switch right. One more set. Left leg up. Right leg. Press back, down dog. Drive your heels towards the earth. Pull in the rib cage. Come back to your high plank. Take your feet a little further apart and give me some shoulder taps, left, right. Try not to move your hips too much. You want to stay nice and strong through the core. Try to keep the shoulders forward so they stack over your hands or your wrists. Try not to let your hips roll side to side. You really try not to move them at all. We got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to your down dog. Pull your feet a little closer. Pedal them out. Relax here and breathe. Back to your high plank. Give me a hover low. Up dog. Tuck your toes under. Pull your hips back. Your legs are bent. And then down dog. Walk your feet towards your hands. Feel a nice unweighting of the upper body. Relax here and breathe. You're folded forward. Palms above the knees. Head comes up first. Meet me in your standing tall position. I'm going to turn to face the side and take my feet far apart. Squeeze your butt. Retract the shoulders. Engage your muscles in the tummy. Pull your hips back. Slide your hand down your leg till your torso is parallel to the floor. Nice job. Right hand down. Left arm in line with your left shoulder. Turn your head and look at your wrist and see if it's in the same line as the shoulder. Move your hips back a couple of inches if you can without falling backwards. And from here, we're going to lift the shoulder. Left shoulder lifts. As soon as I did that, I felt my right inner thigh release. Bring that hand back so it's parallel to the floor. And lift it up again slowly. You're really lifting from the shoulder. Everybody pull your hips back. Everybody pull your hips further back. More. More. Good job. Keep them back. You should feel like you're almost going to fall backwards on your high knee. Okay, left hand's going to come down to the floor and we're going to switch sides. Right arm out. Turn your head, make sure it lines up with the shoulder. Your wrist and shoulder, straight line. Hips pull back, do it. Lift the right shoulder. Hand comes back down, lift it back up. Feeling this release in that left inner thigh? Keep it going, 2 more. See if you can open that shoulder and get it a little higher each time while you keep pressing your hips backwards. Don't lock out behind those knees. Okay, hand comes down. One hand at a time, back up onto your thighs. Come back into an upright position, hands to heart. We're going to lunge into our right leg. Hold it. Bring your arms out in front and lift them up. Get them nice and straight. Get a little lower. Press your booty back. Come back to standing, hands to heart, left side. Lunge, arms out, arms up. Press that left knee back and your butt. Hands to heart, right side, arms up. Now this time, as we go side to side in slow motion, we're going to keep the arms up if we can. Nice and slowly. So at least on 3 counts. Down, 3 counts up. I would love it if we could do 5. I know it's hard with the arms up. If you want a little reprieve, take them down. Whew, this really gets the heart rate going. Okay, now instead of going on 3 counts, we're just going to go side to side a little quicker. Try not to drop your face. You're looking straight out ahead of you. 8 more. 8, 7, 6, get low. 5, 4, get lower. 3, 2, 1. Hands back to heart. Walk your feet in. Whew, turn and face forward. Never gets easy. Great job. Big deep breath. Feet are hip width apart or maybe a little wider. Hands to heart. Push your butt backwards. Push it back. So you see I'm moving it back, and now I'm just going to squat. Arms out. Hold. Give me a little pulse. 6-pack muscles are working. Get your booty down and your chest up and your shoulders broad. So much to think about. Hands to heart. Press them back out. Get lower. So if you look down at your feet, they should be lined up. So you don't want one further forward and the other one further back. You don't want them out to the side. You want them facing straight forward. Hands to heart. Hold it. Get lower. Hold it. A little lower. Come back to standing. Whew. Big deep breath. We're going to do some clamshells to work our booty. So I'm going to do a nice slow swan dive down. Hang out here for a little bit. Now soften your knees, come up onto your toes. This is like my cheap version of a pedicure or a foot massage. Should feel good. Okay, just drop it back. So you're sitting. I'm going to demonstrate sideways so you guys can see me. So what I'm going to do is have a small bend in my leg. So my legs are not straight. And I'm going to lie all the way down on my arm. My knees are stacked. And most importantly, my left hip is right on top of my right one. Okay, so when people do this, they have a tendency to have their hips roll back or roll too far forward. You want them completely vertical. You want your feet to stay connected as you lift your left knee up. Okay, so your heels and your big toes are touching. Lower and lift. Lower. You can rest your head on your arm. Lift up and down. Please don't let that left hip roll back or it's going to seem very easy. We don't want it to be easy. You're really kind of getting into the outside of that butt. Lift and lower slowly. Great job. We're going to do 10 more here, nice and slow. And then we're going to hold it up and pulse. So I've got 7 left. That's how slow I'm going. Should be feeling this in the top part of that butt or the outside of the butt. Last 5. Maybe you're trying to get that knee a little higher without letting the hip roll back behind you. 4, 3. Hopefully you're starting to feel it. 2. Okay, let's hold it up and pulse it. Lift, lift. So really working the outside. You're also getting into that IT band a little bit. 10 more seconds. Great job. Okay, come back up and let's just roll around onto the other side. So most important when you're getting into the position is that you stack your hips, right? Connect the feet and the knees. Right hip is right on top of the bottom one. So up and down. You can rest your head on your arm so you're not straining your neck. So when you get up, hold it there for a sec and then lower it. So you're really making sure you're up as high as you can while you keep your toe and heel connected. Press up and down. Lift, try to go, even if it's a 1/4 of an inch higher, you're going to feel a difference in your butt cheek. Nice and slow. Really reach it as high as you can. And let's do this 7 more times. 7. Last 4, and then we pulse. 3, 2. Hold it up, get it as high as you can, and lift from there. Lift from that high point. Oh my goodness, something's talking. Little burning going on, always a good thing. You're almost done. You got 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job. Okay, roll it up to your sit-up position. So your legs are bent. Feet are hip-width apart. Now, when we do these sit-ups, I want you to try to keep your feet flat on the floor. Okay, so let's take the arms out here because this is the easiest while we get started. Now you're just gonna, right now your spine is long, you're sitting up nice and tall. If you can see me from the side, I'm nice and flat in my back. And then I'm gonna round, so I'm sinking in 1 vertebrae at a time, keeping my feet on the floor, sucking in my belly button. I'm gonna round down. Belly button is really pulled in tight. Drop your head to the floor so you lose the momentum. You have to sort of start again from scratch. Now the hardest part of this is keeping the belly button pulling in when you do it. The whole time. Don't let it bulge out because that's not a good look, right? We want to train to have a flat tummy. You got to train the way you want it to look. Now roll back up, sucking in that stomach. Moving nice and slowly all the way to a long spine at the top, and then bring it back down, rounding the back. Now let's add your breath into this. So you exhale out and suck in as you come up. Feet are flat on the floor. To make it harder, fold your arms at your chest, touching opposite shoulders with your hands. Please keep your feet on the floor if you can. Use your breath to help you, but no momentum. You're not swinging yourself up. Whatever you do, the stomach's got to be pulling in. 2 more of these. Last one. Okay, legs up to the ceiling, arms by your side, palms face the earth. You're in a crunch, your head is off the floor. Stomach pulls in, lower your legs, hollow hold. Back, lower back is on the floor. Pulse your arms. Hold it, pulse. Legs are locked out straight. Turn your toes out, heels touch. Legs long. Shoulder blades lift up. Tummy pulls in. Get lower if you can. Hold, breathe, you're almost done. 5, 4, 3, 2, and done. Drop those legs to the floor, arms behind your head. Point your toes. Big stretch for the body. So spread your fingers wide. Reach your arms long. Press your rib cage in. Pull it down. Work your core. Bring your arms back by your side. Little bends in the knees. Tiny micro bends in your knees. Okay, so, sorry. Small bends in the legs. Press your rib cage down. Take the arms back. Let them land on the floor behind you without that rib cage popping out. Try it again. Pull them forward. Press it back. Suck in your core. Back and forth 4 more times. If you can do this with a straight leg and not let the rib cage lift, you're awesome. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll it up, 1 vertebrae at a time. Belly button in, flat stomach. Great job. Fold forward, touch your toes. Retract the shoulders. Bend at the elbows, relax your head. Forward fold. Lots of core work today. Remember, when you're sitting at your desk today, sit tall, no slouching. And make sure your chin is not sticking out. You know, we don't want to be one of these old people that walks around where they're having to look at the ground because they can't hold their head up anymore. Okay, 1 quick stretch for the inner thighs before we sign off. Take your legs nice and wide. Spine is long and lifted. Walk your hands out and then cross them over and reach outside that left foot. Take your face down towards your knee. Big side body stretch here. And let's walk those hands, crossing them over all the way over to the right side. Left hand to the outside of that right foot. Face down towards your knee. Relax here. I'm feeling a huge stretch on the left side of my body. I hope you are too. Okay, walk it back up. So you're sitting tall. Bring the feet together. Shake out your legs. Pull the feet in. Come up onto your toes. Come all the way back to standing. And I thank you guys so much for your power and strength today. Want you to have a fabulous Tuesday. Thank you all for joining. Love all you guys. Mwah. Namaste.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, guys. Sean, I didn't hear a word. Oh my God, what happened?
Karen, you know, I got some big sister advice. She said,
Tell the husband to be quiet.
yeah,
No.
because she doesn't like when we talk over each other. So what she suggested was, if anybody wants detection and correction in terms of form, to just ask us, and then he'll, you can message Sean and he'll tell you. Because some of the people have been reaching